on.
There we go.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, hello.
How are you? Happy Sunday. We need to turn the light on so we're not dark. Bob's got his rolly chair. Thank goodness for rolly chairs, right? Did you have fun?
Yeah.
Hope everybody's doing well. Hello, James Ryan. Hello, Keith BDF. How are you today? I'm glad that you are doing great. Are you having a good day?
Yeah, so far.
So far, so good?
There's still room to screw it up.
Don't say that.
Let's go, people.
You don't want to screw it up.
No, it won't.
Yeah. Hey, Justin, how are you? Looking forward to seeing you
interesting.
soon. It is interesting.
Interesting.
You looking forward to seeing Justin soon?
Oh, yeah. Totally.
Halloween Horror Nights coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hope everybody's doing good. Hi, Tiffany. How are you today? Hope Sunday is going well for everyone. What do you see? Oh, we got to turn on more lights. Woo! There we go. Now we're bright and shiny. How's that?
Get all the lighting set.
I know.
Just call me a gaffer.
I know. It's so funny because we sat here for like 10 minutes before the live stream started, just like waiting and waiting. And then we realized, I guess we weren't prepared. Hi, April. How are you doing? Right?
Well, you know, it's not just typical us. So
It's typical.
I don't worry about it because, you know, if it ain't working, fix it.
That's right. So let's, we're going to talk about Disney resorts and how we go about choosing where to stay. Hey, Kurt King Daddy, how you doing? How we go about choosing what resort we're going to stay at. You guys throw your 2 cents in, how you choose what resort you stay at. Hi, Mike. This is not the Six Flags Fun channel. I'm sorry.
It says fan.
Oh, I thought it said fun.
Fan.
Six Flags Fun Fan channel.
The fan.
There's lots and lots and lots of Disney resorts, as you guys know. And sometimes choosing where to stay is one of the hardest decisions you're going to make about your trip, right?
Used to be for us.
It used to be.
No, it still is for her.
For me, it is.
It's like, oh my gosh, you know how many times we've changed reservations? It's like
A lot.
It's almost like on Southwest, you know how there's no change fees. Disney doesn't have change fees, so
Thank goodness.
That gives her free license to just go. Okay, we've got this one booked, but
this one looks really good too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before we do that today, let's do some Disney type news, right?
I wouldn't really call it news.
Well, you know, kind of new stuff.
It's just stuff
whatever.
That's the haps.
Yeah. Keith says it's 263 days until his big 6-0. He's still got the countdown on.
Well,
it's getting there, Keith. It's getting there. Hey, Emma and John. What does that say? Done. Oh. Dun. This is the news. Says, oh, you just got back from a 2-week trip. That is awesome. We've never taken a 2-week trip.
I never will.
No, you never will.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So, Disney news first before we get into Disney.
I think
resorts.
one of the most exciting things is that we've heard through the grapevine that they're recalling cast members for the boat service that goes from the Port Orleans and Old Key West to Disney Springs and Saratoga Springs. The canal boats they're getting the cast members back for that.
Yeah. Mickey Scousers, hi Sarah and Steven. How are you today? Yeah, I think that's super exciting because Port Orleans, French Quarter, and Riverside is going to be opening up soon.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Which is very exciting. We have missed that one a lot. We love French Quarter, Riverside.
They're just 2 of my favorite moderate hotels, period.
Mine too. So that's exciting. Space 220 is opening tomorrow. Tomorrow is September 20th. Happens to be my sister's birthday, which is really weird because, fun fact, things seem to open up at Disney on my family's birthdays. Toy Story Land opened on my birthday. I think Cars Land opened up on my son's birthday. Space 220 is opening up on my sister's birthday. So that's kind of weird. You're like, eh. I think it's exciting. I know
it
Emma's
just so
excited.
happens because all you guys have birthdays that end in a 0.
That is true. Well, no, Dre's a 15.
Well, 5 and a 0. Those are like popular numbers to open on.
Yeah.
So mine's a 7, so I'm screwed.
It
ain't never happening.
I know, and you're born on like President's Day weekend.
I know, and I hate that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You people in UK don't have to deal with that crap we do.
Yeah. All-Star Sports, just like Alien Swirling Saucers, has an obscene. It does, doesn't it, Keith? It does have a fun and obscene acronym.
Yes, it does.
What else? Disney news. Are all of the 50 statues up? The 50 golden statues, are they up? James, do you know?
And
in the
people
parks?
are out looking at them.
Or are they still kind of putting them in?
Well, it's coming close. They better be up because they got like a little over 10 days to go.
Yeah.
How many days left? It'll be
what
20?
is today? Today's the 19th, 20, 30.
So they got 11 days left.
11 days.
11 days till the big day.
Yes.
So that's coming quick.
Right. Oh, that's right, Kurt. We heard that too. Rise of Resistance virtual queue is being suspended.
Mm-hmm. So it's like you wait in line like a normal ride.
They're all up and scattered. Okay. Most in the Magic Kingdom. Okay. I'm looking forward to seeing the statues. Bob and I were talking about that earlier. I'm looking forward to seeing them. Bob's like, big deal.
If I win a prize, then I will do it.
Like scavenger hunt.
Yeah,
prize?
and if there's like you find all 50 statues, you get like a free fast pass or lightning lane. Yay!
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay. James says Port Orleans French Quarter is perfect for couples time. I agree. I like Port Orleans French Quarter.
Oh, I like Quarter, but also like Riverside. I like the feel of Riverside because to me it's more bayou-ish, and it seems more
but
like.
We've never stayed in the bayou.
No, but we're
Alligator Bayou section. We've stayed in the mansions.
Aren't we
side.
going to this time?
No, because we have a royal room.
I thought they had them in the bayou area.
No,
too.
they have no royal rooms in the bayou.
Well, they need to get them in the
I want to say Bayou La Batterie.
Bayou La Batterie.
No, they don't have any royal rooms in the Bayou side.
Oh, see, Tiffany's got pics of all but the
Hollywood Studios. They weren't okay. That's cool. I hope you had an awesome trip, Tiffany. 2 weeks.
2 weeks. You got lots of time to find some statues.
I know. I would love a 2-week Disney trip.
We'll go. Just
go.
Go.
Just go, Kelly.
I'll come by every other weekend or so and say hey.
Say hey.
Yeah.
Anything else Disney news wise you want to talk about?
Well, you said Steakhouse 71.
Oh yeah, Steakhouse 71 is coming soon. I snagged a reservation for that in November, which I'm excited about
because it will just be opened up on the 1st, isn't it? Something like that.
I don't know. I think is it Steakhouse 71. It might be opening in October.
It might be
with everything else, which would be like a super quick turnaround for the Wave. I wonder how much different it's going to look.
I hope it's a lot different because that thing needed to be updated big time.
Tell you what,
because it looked like
the Wave was a snooze fest, you guys. I mean, it had good food, but the decor,
it had some cool little architecture elements to it, but it was so 1970s.
It was boring. Yeah. That's my opinion. I'm sticking to it.
Yep.
The Wave, for as like you think the Wave is supposed to be like cool, it's like the contemporary. It's supposed to be, cool. It was boring, decor wise. Keith's 60th is coming up on in June 2022. I hope it's good too. Yeah. Steakhouse 71.
Yep.
I hope so too.
Mm-hmm.
And Space 220.
And
I've heard a lot of people kind of like on Facebook and stuff say they don't think that the menu at Space 220 looks all that interesting, but I think it looks pretty
I think Space 220 is going to be a lot like Be Our Guest. It's a prefix menu, and it's going to be, you're there for the atmosphere.
True.
Seriously, because I've been to Be Our Guest a few times, and it's not stellar food. I mean, it's good.
It's fine. But it's not like.
But it's not like something you want to just go for the food.
So I really hope that the food kind of outweighs the descriptions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's gonna be an atmosphere thing. It's gonna be you're gonna want to go up there just to see like you're traveling in space. That's the way I see it. Yeah. Anyway.
Exactly. So you ready to talk about? Hello, Jonathan. Aloha to you. How are you guys?
Yeah. How's Hawaii?
It's not Hawaii.
I know, but he said aloha, so I'm just like, Mele Kalikimaka.
Is it Christmas?
Not yet, but it'll get here.
Do you know what Happy New Year is?
No.
Hawaiian? Bakaleke hikiho.
I just do the fish. That one's my favorite one.
Side note, the state fish of Hawaii is the humu humu nuku nuku wapua.
I love it when she says that.
Humu humu nuku nuku wapua. It's the state fish of Hawaii. Just so you know.
Mm.
Yeah, like James said, like Cinderella's royal table, you go for the experience and the royalty. Yeah. Hopefully the food will live up. It's Hawaii in Jonathan's glass. I like that. Right?
You go, Jonathan.
I
You the
know.
man.
Do you have your tiki glass filled to the brim today? I
With
hope so.
some coconut rum and pineapple juice.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Disney resorts.
Okay, let's get to the Disney resort
Get
thing.
to the Disney resort thing. How do you choose your resort? There's 1,600,000, not quite, but there's a lot of Disney resorts. And how do you go about choosing where to stay?
Well, when we were doing our thing, the first thing, of course, that comes to mind is price. So you got to worry, how much money do you got to spend? It's like there's 3 classifications of Disney resorts. There's value, moderate, and deluxe. And with those different classifications come a higher price tag.
Right. And we're not going to talk about staying on property versus off property in this stream. That's a whole different ball of wax.
That's a whole nother animal.
Because I know a lot of people have been saying lately, what are the benefits of staying on property nowadays anyway? But we're not going to go into that. We're just going to talk about if you choose to stay on property, how you pick. So Sarah and Steven say we choose ours by the 7-month window when we have done that.
Yeah, that's a consideration also to what's available. That's
as far
true.
as DVC goes. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. So as Bob was saying, kind of the first thing that we always look at is budget. What's our budget for the trip? And also we like to try to stay at different resorts almost every trip. Yeah, what can we afford this trip exactly?
So let's just go over what the difference is. Yeah. So let's just say, hello, hey, I got enough money. I'm booking a deluxe resort this trip. Which one?
What do you pick? Because there's a lot.
Yeah. And and the price difference is just a little difference too, because depending on the location.
That's true. And there's a couple of deluxe resorts that are actually a little bit less expensive than the rest.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's because of location. It's totally all dependent on location.
Right.
So let's say that you got enough that money's not an object.
That would be nice.
That would be so cool. Because everybody knows vacation money is free.
Is it?
Well, some people think
Bob's vacation money is free.
Yeah. Anyway, so you can afford whatever. Which one of these bad boys do you want? So you got to start picking. I'm picking a location. Where do I want to be? What do I want to be next to? Because all the deluxe resorts are located near a park.
Yes.
That is just the way it is. They're all of them.
And we're not talking about DVC resorts too. We're just because Old Key West and Saratoga Springs, they're not located next to parks.
Yeah, well, I forgot about those two being
DVC,
the deluxe.
but,
yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, most of the deluxe resorts are located near a park or a section, because Saratoga Springs and Old Key West are located
near Disney Springs. Yeah, that's true.
So I'm thinking, let's go to Magic Kingdom area.
Okay.
So you got 3, 4 very nice resorts.
Yeah. And a lot of it too, we think, we kind of pick our neighborhood of resort depending on where we're going to spend more time for that trip. If this trip is going to be more Magic Kingdom kind of focused, you want to pick something kind of in that Magic Kingdom neighborhood. If you're going to go for like Food and Wine or Flower and Garden or Festival of the Holidays, maybe look at an Epcot resort, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's like, because, they're, like I said, you pick where you're going to be, where you want to be, where you want to be. Sometimes we do 2 locations. We go stay.
We do split stays a lot.
Yeah. We'll stay here. We'll stay there. We'll stay there.
Right. And like James said, for deluxe, he goes with Contemporary because of the nice walkway. He also said when he's not using his points, prime default is Pop Century because of the Skyliner. So we do that a lot too. We will use points, our DVC points, for a couple nights, and then we will pay out of pocket for a couple nights, right?
Yeah.
Which we do quite often.
So anyway, but we get, then I would probably try to narrow it down by what kind of transportation is available and how to get to the parks. Like James said, like if you're going to do Magic Kingdom, which one of those resorts do you want? So now you can walk from Grand Floridian and you can walk from the Contemporary.
You can even walk from the Polynesian.
Yeah,
if you
it's
want
just a
to.
little farther.
Yeah, you go all the way around.
It's like, so, and if you want, monorail, Polynesian's near TTC. So do you want to hop on the monorail to go to the Epcot resort? Because now that's open.
That's right. So Polynesian could be a good option if you're going to spend a lot of time at Epcot, because it's an easy walk to the TTC. And now that the Epcot monorail is running again, thank God for that.
Yeah.
If you're going to be spending a lot of time at Epcot, the Polynesian is actually a good option.
It is.
Yeah.
And most of the deluxe resorts have multiple dining experiences too.
Right.
Some of them have just sit down and quick service, but a lot of them have a signature dining also.
Yeah. Yeah. So a lot of the deluxe resorts, of course, you guys know, have more choices, more dining choices, more amenities, things like that. But you're going to pay for it.
Yes. You're going to pay for it. That's why I said this is money is no object. This is, things that I would think about, because there's actually 4 resorts in Magic Kingdom area, and Wilderness Lodge is the cheapest one just because you have less transportation options.
Right. And Animal Kingdom and Wilderness Lodge.
I was just talking about Magic Kingdom.
Oh, area. Sorry. Yeah. I thought
I'll break them down to the different areas. Break them down. So out of the 4 Magic Kingdom resorts, Wilderness Lodge is going to be the cheapest because your transportation options are limited to just boat or bus.
Right.
Or car if you drive.
Right.
So that's, significant to some people.
Hi, Debbie. Busy cooking toad in the. Oh, that sounds good. She's
I know she's cooking toad in the hole. That's kind of cool.
Good. Yeah.
So
Jonathan says cost-wise, prior to DVC, package deals often meant a better hotel was better value. So Animal Kingdom Lodge came with a full dining plan versus moderates would had quick service. Yeah, that is definitely a better value. And then Sarah and Steven said Magic Kingdom for us, especially with the kids, easy to get back of a night, then nice to chill out on a night watching fireworks with a cocktail.
Definitely. Yeah, totally. See, that's one of the cool things about the Magic Kingdom resorts. It's just, easy getting to the park, easy getting out of the park.
Definitely. And that's another thing that I really like about the deluxe resorts is balconies. Balcony space.
Balconies.
Like Sarah and Steven said, we don't have little kids that we need to put to bed and then give them their space, but it's nice to, be able to go out there either in the morning with your coffee or at night, with a cocktail, or even in the middle of the day. Like we'll come back to the resort in the middle of the day and chill out, and, Bob and Kaya will watch TV and I'll hang out on the balcony and just watch the people. And I love that. I like being able to have a balcony just to kind of go outside and, hang out, either watch the people, enjoy the kind of atmosphere of the deluxe resorts. Because you're not going to get that with a moderate or value.
No. I don't think any of the moderates have balconies.
No, they do not.
And then the values don't either.
No.
But anyway, so now we're going to move over to the Epcot area. And of course, Epcot, you have how many different transportations? You got
the boat.
The boats.
You've got the Skyliner.
Kind of. No, you can't really get the Skyliner. Well, you have to go to one of the parks.
Over to Epcot, or
so you got the boats, you got buses, you got walking.
Yes. You got walking.
You got boats, walking.
You got buses.
You got walking. You can walk from here to there and from there to here, So if you like getting to Epcot, you want to stay on the side where the walking's a little closer, like Beach Club, Yacht Club. And
Boardwalk.
If Boardwalk is closer to Hollywood Studios.
It is, but it's still not that far to walk.
It is not. It is, but you have to walk over that bridge, and it's really like, it's like climbing a mountain. That bridge is so like the grade is 150%, and it's like this. You have a rope to pull on to get up there. Anybody notice that? It's like walking through to the land, when you're in Epcot.
Oh yeah, I don't know why, because the hill's not that steep, but it seems like it's steep. I guess maybe because your legs are tired.
I think it's like after you're through at the parks, it seems really steep to me.
Yeah. So Sarah and Steven said, lucky to have a Savannah view at Animal Kingdom. Probably spent the most of the time. Yes, on the balcony. That is awesome. One of my favorite balconies. I love Animal Kingdom for the balcony. I also love Wilderness Lodge.
Yes.
For the balcony. If you can get like a courtyard view where you can hear the river, that's one of my favorite things ever.
And that's like, that comes to Animal Kingdom. To me, that is the most relaxing deluxe resort on property.
It is.
And I would actually spend days at Animal Kingdom. I love their pool. I love their food choices. And their food's actually good.
And the resort actually has kind of a mini, like with the savannah and the animals and stuff like that, it's got like a mini safari park.
Yeah. And it's almost like transports you to an African country. I love that about Animal Kingdom. And, the only drawback with Animal Kingdom, and that's the same with Saratoga Springs and Key West, is transportation.
Yeah.
You get buses. That's it. Now, Saratoga Springs, Key West, you can go to Disney Springs on the boat. But, that's why these resorts aren't as expensive.
A little less expensive.
They're a little bit on the low end of the deluxe resorts, even though they're really awesome resorts. Key West, the atmosphere in that one is very relaxing also.
Right. I think if you're going to just do you want it to be quiet and get away from the craziness of the parks and like super relaxing, Animal Kingdom Lodge is one of the best resorts for that.
Yeah, and Old Key West would be right there second.
Definitely. Yeah, I kind of poo-pooed Old Key West for a while because it's older. I thought it was kind of boring, but man, we stayed at Old Key West. When was it? It was your birthday last year.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
We had a big balcony with the golf course view and just sitting out there watching the golfers. And
it was fun. And we were like right on one of the, like where they hit the ball all the time. Yeah, I was talking to golfers. Yeah. They're like, oh man, I hope you didn't watch that. And I was like, there's your ball over here, dude. And they were like, thanks, man. Yeah. So it was pretty cool. And I got to admit that the view of Bay Lake on Bay Lake Tower is one of my absolute favorite views.
Yeah, watching the boats.
I could do that all day.
You could sit out there with a bottle of wine and watching the boats. That's awesome.
Or Starbucks.
And that's another thing that I was going to mention too about where to choose your resort. It depends a lot on how much time you're going to be spending at your hotel, right? If you're going to be like park commando, I know Mr. Mike, you're like park commando guy. You just want to be in the parks 24/7. You're probably not going to get as much value for your money from a deluxe resort as you would, for a moderate or a value. Because, we have gotten to the point where we like to spend a lot of time at the resorts, in the afternoon or, evening. So we kind of gravitate more towards the deluxe resorts for that reason, because there's a lot to do. And
we're pretty bougie about food. So we like the signature restaurants and the more, sit downs and stuff. So we kind of pick our resorts based on food a lot too.
Is it because we're old now?
And because I have a big old furnace that needs to be fed, and it likes the good stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, Eva loves Disney. How you doing? You snuck in there. Yes, Bay Lake Tower is extremely relaxing. We stayed there. We stayed there twice. And I loved it. For those of you that may be wondering, we've stayed at almost every single Disney resort except for
one.
No, there's two.
Is there two? Oh, no, there's three, actually.
There's three. We haven't stayed at Fort Wilderness.
Nope.
We have not stayed at
Caribbean Beach.
And we have not stayed at
two of the All-Stars.
The All-Stars. Yeah, we stayed at All-Star Movies, but not the
and I'm counting the All-Stars as one. It's just because the theming's different at the other. They're pretty much the same, I would think.
Yeah, we like those do-nothing kind of days. Hanging out kind of at the resorts more. Mike says he's getting older, though, actually taking a resort day at the Disney. Ooh.
Oh.
That's awesome.
Whoa.
That is awesome.
Dude. You are maturing.
Welcome to our circle of oldness.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, let's recap deluxe resorts.
Okay.
So deluxe resorts, you got more transportation options. You're closer to the parks or Disney Springs. So the location, you got transportation, you got food, you got high prices.
And bigger rooms.
Usually balconies.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And even if these are DVC resorts, you can still book rooms there.
Yeah, you can. You can still book DVC rooms, either renting points
or just doing it as a hotel
or booking it direct through Disney.
Yeah, because they do offer studios and hotel rooms at all these resorts are offered through Disney booking.
Yeah, I know. I would love to stay at Wilderness Lodge during Christmas. That's
kind of cool because of the golf cart thing. Yeah, they decorate their golf carts and they decorate all their
Fort Wilderness, not Wilderness Lodge.
Oh, Wilderness Lodge
was
is
talking
awesome
about
during
Wilderness
Christmas.
Lodge. Yes, but yeah, Fort Wilderness would be cool.
Yeah, during the Christmas time.
Yeah, and I learned something new. I always thought Fort Wilderness Resort, they have the cabins and stuff. I thought it was a deluxe, but apparently it is a moderate.
It's considered moderate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fighter planes crashed into her house near Fort Worth. Oh,
what?
That is not good. I hadn't heard that news. So yeah, you get hooked on those resort days. That is for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like anyway, we were talking about deluxe resorts, and they were saying that this pretty much everything is closer and more readily available if you're at a deluxe resort, but you are going to pay for it.
Definitely.
And the theming to me at deluxe resorts it's a little more subdued.
Right.
It's not, you got cool locations like Polynesian. You're transported to Polynesia. You got Grand Floridian. It's like old time, Florida. You got contemporary, everything's kind of contemporary. You got Wilderness Lodge, you're in the woods. It's awesome, but they don't slap you in the face with it. So it's really cool. Yacht Club, Beach Club got great, decorations and everything. What?
Mike, I'm just laughing at the circle of oldness.
Dream achieved. You go, boy. Boardwalk. It's like you're on a boardwalk, but it's like I said, but it's not over the top.
So Eva says they've used Dave's DVC rentals we use DVC rental store and have always had good luck.
Yeah.
With the DVC rental store. If you guys are ever interested in renting DVC points, either one of those, David's or DVC rental stores, they're great. Yeah.
And it's a great option because a lot of times you can save almost 50% on rack rate.
Yeah.
On a regular hotel room.
If you're interested in staying at a deluxe resort. Now, if you are looking at moderate or value resort prices, you're not going to save that much money renting points.
They don't have, you can't rent points.
No, compared value.
Okay.
If your price range is moderate and you're going to rent points thinking you're going to pay the same as a moderate rate, it's a little bit more expensive. Less than what you would pay booking through Disney.
Yeah.
But
it makes it a little more achievable.
It does.
It takes a little bit of the hurt out. Because I know when we stayed at the Polynesian, our first trip before we bought DVC for a week, it was almost half of what it would have cost us normally.
Yeah.
Just to rent the points. And that's kind of what got us hooked on DVC.
Exactly.
Because we got used to the studios, and the studios are bigger than the regular rooms.
Right.
So
they are. So Tiffany says they love the boardwalk, hoping to book Yacht Beach Club February for Yacht and Beach Club has the best pool.
It has the best pool
on property. Never understood the fuss about Magic Kingdom resorts till we stayed there. So much choice for dining and lounges across. Exactly. That's another thing. Right now they're still being a little careful about just letting day visitors into the resorts. If you're staying at one of the Magic Kingdom or one of the Epcot resorts, you can easily visit
the other
resorts
because you don't have to come in and through the guard gate.
Exactly. So. You can always get there on a bus.
Yeah, you can take a bus.
If you want to go from a park or from Disney Springs or whatever, you can always visit the other resorts on the bus. But, if you're staying kind of in one of those neighborhoods like that, it's super easy to visit the other resorts.
Especially MK, you can go to all of them.
Yeah, for dining or lounges. Just to visit the gift shops.
And they all have super awesome restaurants.
Yeah.
I love their restaurants.
They do.
So you want to move on to
Sure. Let's talk about moderate resorts. So I think there's just 4.
Caribbean Beach. Coronado Springs.
Maybe 5. French Quarter, Riverside, and then
Riverside, and Fort Wilderness. So 5. I I kind of consider the Port Orleans River, they're kind of,
but they're two.
They are two, but it's like, where do you draw the line? Because you can get to both from either one.
You can.
It's like you can walk to Port Orleans, French Quarter. You can walk from French Quarter to Riverside.
And it's a really nice walk, actually.
Yeah, it really is. It's very pleasant because you walk right along the riverbank, and it's pretty cool.
And those are actually really close to Disney Springs. So once the boats get running again, and once French Quarter and Riverside are open again, and the boats get running, it's really convenient to get to Disney Springs from there.
Those will have, because we're talking about transportation options. There's only one moderate that only has a single transportation option, and that's Coronado Springs. So you get buses or you drive. That's it.
You get buses or bubkiss.
Or buses or bubkiss. Or you can do ride share. You can drive.
You can, yeah. You always have that option.
But I'm talking about Disney supplied, transportation.
Right, and that to me is the only negative to Coronado Springs is it's bus or bubkiss.
Yeah, because I love Coronado Springs.
We do too. We absolutely love it.
It is it's got probably all the moderates. It has the best food options and the best lounges.
It does.
Because it has Rick's Sports Bar, has Dahlia Lounge.
It has Maya Grill.
Three Bridges.
It has Toledo. It's got a lot of food options.
Yeah, it's got a lot of food options.
Not to mention the food court. Yes, Gran Destino. It is worth staying there.
It's actually worth the bus to stay at Gran Destino. Yeah. I mean, the rooms are just blow me away. They're just awesomely decorated. I love the Barcelona lounge area.
Yeah.
Just to sit in the lobby. It's got one of my favorite
the lobby
lobbies.
is one of the prettiest lobbies kind of on Disney property.
Yeah.
It's right up there with Wilderness Lodge and
Animal
Kingdom Lodge, as far as I'm concerned, as far as lobbies go.
And to go up to the top to Dahlia Lounge and Toledo and just go out on the roof and just look out, and you can see so much of Disney World from up there.
You can. Hi, Tracy. I'm sorry I didn't say hi to you earlier. She says I'd stay anywhere at the moment if we were allowed to enter the U.S. I know. Concerned about your February trip. I know. We're keeping our fingers crossed for you guys. Just, we just want to see you guys start to be able to come over here. And I know we say that every week, but we really, really do.
Yeah, we really, 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 really do.
So, yeah, Em and John say they don't mind the bus either. So Tracy says week at Pop Century, then DVC for the following weeks. How many weeks do you have? I'm so jealous. Going to check Coronado when we get there, yeah. So Eva says Port Orleans, French Quarters are preference of the two. Yeah, it is smaller. Definitely French Quarter only has one bus stop, where Riverside has multiple bus stops. So, if you're kind of concerned about bus and the fullness of the bus, sometimes you have to wait a little while on a bus.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of a drawback. Also, Coronado Springs has multiple bus stops.
Yes.
So you can always walk to the Gran Destino Tower from Coronado Springs and catch the bus, because I think that's the first stop.
Sometimes.
At the Gran Destino Tower. Mm-hmm. So if you want to catch the bus, it's an easy walk just up there.
Yeah, and it's a nice property to walk too. I know they made it a big difference because the bridges they put up there now. Mm-hmm. Used to you had to walk all the way around the lake. Now you have those three bridges that connect everything. That makes cutting across much easier.
It does, yeah. You used to have to walk all the way around the lake, mm-hmm. Before they put those bridges in the middle.
Yeah.
So that made life really convenient.
Yeah. So it's much easier now to get through and around, Coronado Springs if you're not staying in the tower. And the casitos, I understand. We haven't stayed there. And
no, we haven't.
All the outer lying rooms, casitas, and whatever they call them.
The casitos.
They have different areas. They call them different things.
Yeah.
But,
I can't remember.
And it's usually a pretty good price there.
I just remember Tim Tracker used to call them casitas.
Casitas. And I think of all the moderates, I think Gran Destino has the best price.
It does. Surprisingly, Gran Destino and Coronado Springs in general has, really good prices. We found that Caribbean Beach is a little bit more expensive. I think it's because it's on the Skyliner.
Yeah, because now it has more transportation options.
Right. So I think Coronado Springs is priced a little bit lower because it's bus only.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you're willing to put up with the bus, Kurt just said multiple bus stop things has been a deal breaker for them sometimes.
Yeah.
For us, it has been sometimes too. We've gotten used to renting a car lately.
Mm-hmm.
It could be an excuse to stay at a deluxe. I've used that excuse too.
She doesn't need an excuse. She just needs an opening.
I just need an opening.
That's like, if there's one that's open, she'll just jump on it like a chicken on a June bug. So.
Yeah. Oh, Tracy, thank you for that. That is so sweet. She says, thanks for always giving us great vlogs and living our Disney. You're so sweet. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Yeah. Fingers crossed. Gosh, you guys have had 4 trips canceled. We are going to do every kind of like voodoo dance, something.
Ring dance.
So that you guys can start coming over here.
Yep. Totes.
Casitas and ranchos. Thank you.
Rancho.
Couldn't remember what that was called.
Rancho.
Yeah. So drawbacks of, hey, Hatbox Ghost, how you doing? Drawbacks of moderates.
Transportation options.
Sometimes.
No balconies. But they do have awesome atmospheres usually. They're pretty well themed, and they still don't, knock you out with the theming. Unless you want it, like the Royal Rooms in French Quarter. I mean, the Royal Rooms at Riverside, they are pretty much, up there.
They're awesome.
It's gorgeous. I love them just because that's my jam. I love the theming.
We haven't stayed in a Royal Room at Riverside in years. Years and years.
Yeah, we were supposed to when the shutdown came.
That's right.
We had a a Riverside Royal Room booked, and everybody knows what happened because
the great unpleasantness came.
But we have nothing to bitch about because we haven't had that many.
Yeah, we haven't had to deal with the same stuff that you guys over in the UK have had to deal with. Emma said she'd like to see our dance rituals.
There you go. Well, it involves a pole and a cage.
Yes, Royal Rooms are awesome. We stayed in there twice, right? In the Royal Room?
Yeah, twice.
Love it. I think that Riverside and French Quarter is so beautiful in the evening time.
Mm-hmm.
If they have the horses and the carriages out, it's quiet. You can hear the clip clop of the horses and the carriages go by, and you hear the crickets, and just, it is so relaxing.
I just got to say that being a huge New Orleans fan and a Southern Louisiana kind of person, they nailed it. They really did. They nailed the atmosphere because it is like you're in New Orleans or southeastern Louisiana.
I think Jonathan and Emma and John are gonna start a fundraiser for a Bob and Kelly dance off.
Man, you guys need to get some better television or something. They need to let you loose. You need to come over to the States.
I know, that's so funny.
Because if that's what you want to pay for, woo.
So Hatbox Ghost says, Port Orleans Riverside's our normal stay, but we stayed at Coronado Springs a few weeks ago and liked it. Yeah, it is awesome. Awesome. So like we said earlier, we have not stayed at
Caribbean Beach.
Or
Wilderness Campgrounds.
Fort Wilderness Campgrounds.
Yes. We have visited both.
Yes. We've walked around Caribbean Beach.
Yes.
And I do like that the Skyliner is the hub.
Oh, it's awesome.
Caribbean Beach.
Mm-hmm.
A bonus for Caribbean Beach is you actually have 2 Skyliner stations. Hey, Kelly, Miss Mickey Bunch, how are you? Never late to the party. Just fashionably
on time.
Fashionably on time.
Yeah. Okay.
What is a royal room? It's not a suite. It's a standard size room, but it is themed to princesses.
Yeah.
Princes and princesses.
The royalty.
Yeah. So it's kind of got the coolest thing about the royal rooms, Kurt, are the headboards. So it's the only resort on Disney World property. Disneyland Hotel has these too. They have light up headboards.
That has fireworks in the headboards.
Yes. So it's the headboards are Princess and the Frog themed. And you press a button and you get like fireworks Princess
and a
and
little
the Frog.
song too.
Yeah, and there's Princess. It's a very heavily themed.
Very heavily themed.
Room.
Actually, on the table, your little dining table, that has a letter from Tiana.
I think so.
It has because she's of course the princess of New Orleans, so it's a letter from Tiana welcoming you to her realm and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
they are very cool. They're a little more expensive. You pay a little bit more for a royal room at Riverside, and the royal rooms are all in the mansions section. Port Orleans Riverside, there's the Alligator Bayou, and then there's the mansions section. So all the royal rooms are in the mansion section.
Yeah,
not on.
Not in the French. Yeah, not in the French Quarter.
Yeah, so like Eva said, it's the little things that each princess has left behind. So yeah, it's cool. They have like Aladdin's rug. Kind of in the carpet. They have Aladdin's lamp faucets in the bathroom. Yep. So it's probably one of the most heavily themed rooms of all the resorts on property.
Right. Well, we haven't been in a pirate suite at Caribbean Beach, and it looks pretty heavily themed.
Yeah, we have not, Kelly. She just said that she liked the pirate themed suites. We haven't stayed there.
No, because it's actually, your bed is a boat.
A boat.
It's a boat.
It's a boat.
If it had working cannons, I would totally stay there.
That would be dangerous.
It would be, but it'd be fun.
So what? And the other one we haven't talked about at all is Fort Wilderness.
Fort Wilderness campgrounds, but then you can always rent the cabin.
You can. So you can camp. You can tent camp. You can RV camp, or you can get a cabin. And I think the cabins sleep 2, 4, 5, 6. I don't know.
Probably 6.
Because I know there's a queen bed and then bunk beds.
And then there's a pull-out couch.
I think there's still a pull-out couch.
I believe there is. Yes.
It's a ship. It's a ship clock.
Okay, it's a ship clock. I'm sorry for downgrading it from a ship
cabin
to a boat.
sleep 6. Thank you, Eva. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
We have not stayed in a cabin yet, and I don't know why.
We kind of almost have. But, I
don't think we've ever even had it booked and then changed it, to be honest.
But, the good thing about Fort Wilderness is there is some cool stuff at Fort Wilderness campgrounds. Yes. They have multiple pools because it's so spread out.
It's very spread out.
They have great entertainment when Hoop-de-Doo's going. And, of course, they have like a campfire.
The Chippendale sing-along campfire.
Yeah. So as far as entertainment, they really do it up right at Fort Wilderness.
Yeah, and then they have the beach and
and they have boat service to Magic Kingdom.
Yes.
So there's their extra little bit of transportation. Of course, they have buses too to the other resorts. The other parks. So, but it's a multiple stop thing also.
It is. It's a multiple stop thing, but you can also go see the horses.
Yes, the horses at the Tri-Circle D Ranch. Oh.
So cool. You can go horseback riding.
Yes, horseback riding. There's a lot of activities. You can rent bicycles. You can rent golf carts. You can do a lot. You can walk to to Wilderness Lodge.
You can.
So if you want more dining options, there's Wilderness Lodge within walking distance.
How are you today?
So it's a really, really nice,
It is. If you want like a super chill kind of, place to hang out with space, because the cabins, it's got a full kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a huge deck with a barbecue grill, stuff like that. If you're going to be there, I think probably the main reason why we haven't stayed there yet is because our trips are generally really short. So we can't justify staying in a cabin for just like 2 or 3 nights because we don't like stay in our room, and not go to the parks very often.
Not very often, though.
But they do look awesome. I will say, though, that after researching the price of the golf carts, they're expensive. They're like they're almost the same as renting a car.
Yeah.
Like it's like $60-some a day for the golf cart.
Yeah.
Which is expensive. I would love to do it sometime, but yeah, like Kurt said, Halloween at the campground. I would love to see it at Halloween and
Christmas.
Because the people who RV camp decorate their whole...
And they have their own golf carts. They bring them.
They do. Yeah. So that would be fun. That would be really fun. If we were going to go down there and just kind of stay and hang out for like, just stay there and maybe not do the parks, I would do that.
Yeah, I guess if there was a 2-week trip,
Which we don't do ever.
never. I mean, you can. Remember, I said you go.
I know. I don't want to go down there and stay by myself. Does anybody want to come stay with me?
I'm sure you could probably get a hookup somewhere.
Probably.
You're still cute.
It's like, come share a cabin with me for 2 weeks. So anything else about moderates? So moderates generally, doesn't Fort Wilderness have the dog kennels? I don't think so. I think the dog kennels are off. I think they're close to the fire station.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, Kelly says she's in. It's gonna be Kelly and Kelly. I think that the kennels are off where the fire station is. If I'm wrong,
but you can take dogs with you to Fort Wilderness.
Yes.
Yeah, that's one of the places where they're really welcomed. Because they actually have room to to have a dog.
Right. Yeah. So you can have your dog with you if you have a cabin. If you wanted to take Lewis, Emma, all the way across the pond. Yeah, so you can stay there.
Yeah.
With your pups. Also, what are the other ones that are pet friendly?
A gully womper.
What?
So Debbie owes Jonathan a gully womper at Davy Crockett's Tavern.
Never even heard of a gully womper. Okay, Tracy says she's in too. Come on over, Tracy. Lots of voltage if you put 2 redheads in one resort.
Amen to that, James.
That'll
Ryan.
be fun party. What was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. Pet friendly. I think Yacht Club is still pet friendly. You can bring your dog. And Jody says she's in too. Awesome. That's going to be a good party. Yacht Club, I think. What's the one next to? God, I cannot think today. Art of Animation. Is Art of Animation pet friendly?
I don't know.
Also,
I think
they might be.
I would, if I was bringing a pet, I would stay at Fort Wilderness. It's just
I would too.
It's just more conducive to
space,
pets.
Yeah.
Because it's like the cabins are separate from other things. So if your animal starts barking happy, it's not going to disturb anybody, and and there's places to walk the animal, and
lots of space.
It's like if I was going to bring a pet, a dog. I would totally stay at Fort Wilderness. That would be where I'd stay.
Yeah. So Jody's another redhead. Look out.
Oh, wow.
It's a trifecta redhead. Spicy. So as far as moderates go, you get limited transportation. Sometimes.
You get more dining options, though.
Right. Their food courts are generally bigger.
And they have sit-down restaurants. So you do get the option of a sit-down restaurant plus a quick service.
I wonder if Boat Rides is going to open when Riverside opens up. Power to the redheads. That's right, Keith.
I don't know. I would say they have to have
Rides
something.
Opens up. I mean, the quick service has to be open.
Right.
One or the other.
Yeah. But then if you're like, Port Orleans and the boats are running, you just go to Disney Springs and eat. So.
Yeah.
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 So, but
True.
And of course, and you're closer to most of the parks at the moderates than you would be at the values.
Mm-hmm. So you want to move on to values?
Let's move on to the values.
Value resorts, I think, in my opinion, have the best Disney theming, apart from the Royal Rooms at Riverside. They have the best.
They have the best food courts.
Theming.
Okay, you went to theming. I went to food.
Yeah. Imagine that.
Yeah. How do you like them apples?
So the food carts are generally a lot bigger.
And they have a lot more choices.
Yes.
And they're actually really, really good.
They are really good, actually. We have stayed at Pop Century. We have stayed at All-Star Movies.
We have stayed at Art of Animation.
At Art of Animation.
Yes.
Yes.
Which to me, Art of Animation, even though it's classified as a value, I think it's more of a hybrid. Because they do have the family suites. And the majority of Art of Animation is the family suites.
I think All-Star. There's another All-Star resort that has family suites also.
Yes.
I can't remember which one it is. I know it's not sports. It may be music. All-Star Music, I think, might have family suites also. Which sleep 6. And they have 2 bathrooms.
Yes.
Which is really, really nice.
Really convenient.
But as far as theming goes, Pop Century, Art of Animation, All-Star Movies. We loved
Oh my
the
gosh.
theming. It was so
It's like
fun.
everywhere you look.
Plus, even though the rooms at Pop Century are smaller, their storage is incredible.
Yes, they have a lot of storage. They have they're pretty big properties mostly. Like I said, but you are just limited to quick service. That's it. You get quick
Right.
service. You don't get any sit down meals. And before the Skyliner opened, you only had buses. You couldn't do anything else.
Right.
And the only ones that are not connected to the Skyliner is the All-Star resorts.
Right.
The rest of Art of Animation and Pop Century have Skyliner to Hollywood Studios and Epcot,
which is great.
Yeah, because if you go to Epcot, then you can get to Magic Kingdom.
Exactly.
So
exactly. Well, you got to walk through Epcot to get to Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, which is good to know sometimes, especially when you're in a hurry.
So James and Kelly are talking about Redhead Meetup. Redhead Meetup needs to happen. I agree. We can have Ginger Day. I'm in. How about Ginger Week? Can we do Ginger Week?
Ginger Week.
It's Ginger Week. Take Disney by storm. So James says, Mighty Ducks section of All-Star Movies is next to the hub of All-Star Music, so you can choose 2 hubs for food and transport. That is a really good point.
Yeah, really, it is. Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a great point.
We went across. We walked the whole of All-Star Movies when we stayed there, and yes, it is very close to the hub.
It was great. It was so much fun. We got in late. We only stayed there for one night on our arrival night. And we got there late. I think it was 2:00 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
We did a nice little walk around All-Star Movies and had so much fun.
Oh, it was unbelievable. It just brought us back. It was like took us back to childhood. I mean, you got Herbie the Lug Bug section. You got, what was it? The 2000s.
Yeah, Fantasia.
Fantasia.
I liked the Dalmatian section.
The Dalmatian section was
Toy
awesome.
Story section.
Toy Story.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah, the theming there, if you like theming, that, the All-Stars have got it in spades.
They do.
That is for sure.
Yeah, I know, Mr. Mike, I don't know if you're still in the chat, but he stayed at All-Star Sports, I think. And I think by now, all of the All-Star resorts, I think the rooms have been redone, I think by now. So you're pretty much going to get the same footprint of room at Pop Century and the All-Star resorts.
Yeah.
I think so.
Right.
Not used to the motel style with external walkways or room doors. Yeah. I mean, that's probably not a big thing there in the UK, is it? Do spouses get to go during Ginger Week?
No, we're gonna go. We're gonna stay at another resort. They can stay at the cabins, and we're gonna play golf.
Okay.
They can do their wild ass shit and hang around. They can dance in cages, poles, and everything. We're gonna do something civilized like golf. Right, James Ryan?
Yes, you guys can have golf weekend, and we'll have Ginger Week.
Yeah, we'll go to Old Key West, and we'll hang out Old Key West 3-bedroom, and then we'll just do the golf thing.
That works for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can meet up for cocktails in the evening.
Mm-hmm. If y'all haven't drank it all already.
Non-gingers unite. You can be in the ginger club too, Emma. It's okay.
Hers ain't natural.
Mine is not natural. No. So Kurt's in. I'm sure James is in. Speak for yourself. We'll golf during the day. Cage dancing? Yeah, he's in for cage dancing.
Okay.
Yeah. See, that sounds like a fun week, doesn't it? Wait until the UK are allowed and Sarah can join with Kelly. And yes, exactly.
There you go.
Justin's in. We can have a big party. That would be a big party. So Mike says, did All Stars in 18. Didn't see much, but enjoyed it. Okay. Yeah. So what I was saying is I think they're all kind of the same footprint. Pop Century and the All-Stars Resort.
And you know what I love about the value resorts now is because they have, now that they've redone the rooms and they have the Murphy beds.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Huge difference.
So much better.
Yeah.
So much better to have the Murphy beds than the pull-out couches.
Yeah, I like those a lot. And they actually put those in the Polynesian DVC rooms.
Not the new, not the DVC rooms, in the hotel rooms.
Yeah.
So
I like those. They have them at the Riviera also.
They have them at the Riviera, and it's so nice, so easy.
They're super nice.
Yeah, and you don't have like the bar in your back because those pull-out couches are not comfortable.
So, Jonathan wants to know if the cage thing is a dinner show.
It could be. We could bring McDonald's.
There's a story. There's a story to the cage dancing.
Yeah, well, you got to watch
someday.
that.
Okay, someday.
We've already told about the cage.
We talked about it on Kelly.
Kelly
Bunch's channel last week.
Right.
Someday when we meet up for a cocktail or 5 at the Polynesian, Jonathan, we will explain to you the cage thing. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I know. Brick girls will join you. Can you imagine how crazy we will all be? I know. That would be so much fun. That would be a lot of fun. We need to organize when all this great unpleasantness is gone and everybody can travel freely again. We'll have to arrange like this big, huge, like party.
Oh
trip.
No, that would suck.
No, wouldn't it? Would be fun.
No, I'm talking about Tiffany.
Oh,
saying that she lost her mom's glasses after they folded up the bed.
Oh no, that's not good. Justin says he was a cage dancer when he was young and needed the money. I was not. I didn't make any money dancing in a cage. So yeah, value resorts.
Value resorts. Of course, you got a great place to stay. You're on property. It's the lowest price. The amenities are less, which you would expect. This is for people who really just want to get into the parks and go crazy and do park commando.
Or that are on a budget. I mean,
or you're on a budget.
I'm going to say, yes, Disney hotels, no matter what level you're at, they are expensive. And you can stay off property for less. But if you want to be in the bubble.
And you got limited funds, then value resorts, yes, definitely. It is. I have stayed there. I've stayed at 3 of them. I enjoyed each stay.
And I wouldn't hesitate to stay at any of them again.
I wouldn't hesitate to stay at any of them.
As bougie as I am, admittedly, I really enjoyed it. I actually kind of missed, when we stayed at Pop Century a couple times, we didn't really enjoy the resort much. And I would like to.
No.
Someday.
Yeah. But like I said, usually we go there if we're going quick, because then we can get to the parks and do whatever we need to do, and for a minimal amount of money, less than normal.
Right.
Anyway,
if we're not using our DVC points.
Right.
We do use, we stay at value resorts a lot on arrival night if we want to, because a lot of times we can get the same price at a value resort as if we would stay at the airport hotel.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the same price.
Yeah.
If you want to be up early in the morning and kind of be in the Disney bubble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So James says if you're on a trip focusing on parks, value resorts are a great option. Yeah.
It's like, so here's, if you're choosing your resorts, value resorts, if you're focusing on the parks, you have limited amount of funds, you're going to spend less on food, you're going to spend less on your stay, but you're going to, it's going to be a little harder to get where you're going. Just be more patient, but it's worth it because it's awesome and they're great, comfortable places to stay.
Yeah.
Okay. Moderate resorts have a little more amenities, so you're going to get a little more food options. You're going to get, a little bit better lounges and bars, because pretty much every resort has, alcohol available at the pools. They have pool bars, so all the resorts have something if you're looking for, adult beverages.
Mm-hmm.
So moderate resorts, you're going to have a little closer locations to certain things like Disney Springs or parks. You're going to have a little more options for transportation. You're going to have definitely more options for food, although the quick service isn't at the level as the values.
Right.
It is going to be good, but it's not going to be at the level of the values because that's all they have. So they have to do it a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to get nice sit-down restaurant options there.
Right.
And deluxe resorts, pretty much everything. You get
everything you could possibly
pretty much. You're closer,
but you're gonna go cha-ching.
Yeah, but you're gonna shell out some, dough for that. But you're gonna get food options. You get transportation options. You get walkability options to the parks. You get balconies. You got views. You got. I'm telling you, you get pretty much. If this is your one trip, this is your, Last Supper trip, so to speak.
Or something extra special.
Going on. and you want to experience the whole entirety of Disney, the deluxe resorts is it.
Yeah. Hey, Wayne, how are you? So good to see you in here. So Tracy says Pop Century Standard Room. James answered her a little bit. We've booked for a week. Any preferred buildings? Like James said, the 50s is great.
70s.
And we stayed at the 70s, and it was really great too because it was super close to the Skyliner.
I think the 60s is the closest to the Skyliner.
I think the 60s is. The 80s is the farthest away. So I would say 50s, 60s, 70s. The
50s is like farthest away from the buses.
Right.
So it's, if you want to be close to the Skyliner, you want 50s, 60s, 70s. If you want to be closest to the buses, you want to be like the, what's the other ones? 90s?
70s, 80s.
90s?
Do they have a 90s?
80s, 90s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the bus is on one side, Skyliner's on the other side.
Yeah.
It's not that huge of a resort, so it's really not that bad.
It's really not
that
bad.
It gets bigger the longer you spend in the parks.
Because your feet hurt.
Yeah. So it's like when you get back from the parks and you got to walk all the way over to the 80s, you're like, holy shit, why did I do that?
Yeah, Keith says he's a pro at riding the bus. So if you get to be a pro at riding the bus, yeah, that's awesome. We're not huge bus people anymore, you know?
No, I never did like the buses. I mean, it was great. I love Disney for providing them and everything. And, you know, and if you got to do it, you got to do it. That's just.
Yeah. We didn't go to any of the pools at Pop Century when we stayed there.
Mm-mm.
But the Hippy Dippy pool, the main pool in the middle is fun. And the pool at Art of Animation is amazing.
Oh, it is the best themed pool.
Yeah.
Anywhere in Disney. That pool is awesome. It's like you're in the ocean.
Yeah, it's huge.
And
plus, it's the only pool that has music underwater.
Yeah, you can hear the music underwater. Yeah, it's really cool.
That's really, really cool. So she says they were looking at the 50s and 70s.
I've stayed in both. I've stayed in the 50s and the 70s. I like the 50s because of the theming. It's like Lady and the Tramp kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 70s, we stayed there last time because it was closer to the Skyliner, but the 60s is like right there in the sweet spot.
Yeah. Yeah. So anything else about value? The Big Blue Pool is awesome. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The Art of Animation was the very first resort we stayed at.
Yes, and we stayed in the family suites, and it was awesome.
Yeah, we had a Nemo suite.
Yeah, no. We booked a Nemo suite.
Oh, that's right.
But then they were refurbing them, and we got moved to the Cars area.
Car suite, and it was still great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for theming wise, the
values for theming, they have it hands down for sure.
And food court.
And food court. Like yeah, I took Kelly to lunch at Pop Century before she stayed there, and she was like,
"This is great."
She goes, "This is one of the best meals I've had on property. Yeah. This is awesome."
Oh, Justin says they have music underwater at All Stars too.
Oh, cool.
That's cool. Cage fighting, no. That doesn't count. Fighting and dancing, those are two separate things.
Unless you're dance fighting.
Dance fighting?
Yeah, you know.
You know, kind of like in
Welcome to the Jungle.
No, Welcome to the Jungle.
Well, there's like
the movie. What's the movie?
Jumanji.
Yes. She's dance fighting. Yeah. Do you guys have any questions for us? We're just hitting our hour mark and we like to stay right about an hour. Do you guys in the chat have any questions for us, either about the categories of the resorts, what resorts we like the best, tell us what resorts you like the best? Breakin' and Breakin' 2 has dance fighting. They do.
The Electric Boogaloo.
Electric Boogaloo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you have anything else you want to talk about as far as picking your resort?
No. I'm pretty much, lately it's been what's available for me, because we've stayed at pretty much all of them, and there's good points to like every resort that we've stayed at.
James wants redhead mud wrestling. James, you're so naughty. John said he would pick any resort if he'd had Star. I know.
Well,
none of the you're gonna have to stay at Universal, John. I'm sorry. None of ours have Starbucks at Disney. I wish they did.
They don't. You have to go into the parks to get Starbucks.
I know, or Disney Springs.
And to be honest with you, that's one of the reasons why we rent a car now.
Yeah.
Is because I know where all the Starbucks are that are around property that I can drive to.
Jonathan says, have you seen the photos of the Poly Studio since the refurb? Yes. We have.
I actually like it.
You actually, I don't notice, other than the Murphy bed, that it
hasn't changed much.
A lot different.
No.
I mean, I really want to see it in person.
It does represent Moana, which it didn't before.
True.
So it hasn't changed a lot, but I actually like the Polynesian, the way they've redone them. I think they look really cool.
Yeah. Yes, I believe you can request a section at Pop Century, April. If you go into your online check-in area, it'll have a little thing where you'll request preference. Or if you belong to touring plans, which is, I think it's $17.99 or it's less than $20 a year, you can request, they'll send a fax actually to Disney with kind of room preferences, and probably 7 out of 10 times we will get
what we asked for.
Yeah. So yeah, you can request a section at Pop Century.
Mm-hmm. And if you're on touring plans, you can kind of request actually a room.
Justin wants to chip in for the Star Wars Hotel. I think you can only sleep 4 in the Star Wars Hotel. Can't you?
I don't know.
That would be a big slumber party for us to be able to afford it. Tracy says, wish the Poly had the Moana decor. I don't.
No, the DVC rooms are the same. They don't have the Moana decor.
Yeah, but they have redone the DVC rooms. That's what Jonathan was saying.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're Moana themed, right?
No.
Yeah. So
anyway, yeah. I like the hotel rooms. I think the way they themed them. So.
At the Polynesian?
At the Poly, yeah.
And those rooms are huge.
Yeah, they're actually bigger than most of the other hotel rooms.
It's because the Polynesian and the Contemporary were the first resorts built. So they're big.
They were built, to 1970s standards, which was a little bit bigger.
They're like this big compared to the rooms now. They're like, and that's the only other drawback to the value resorts is the rooms are, pretty small.
Yeah, you got to like who you're with, because
you do.
You're going to be bumping into them a lot.
Yeah. But like I said, the space, the storage space is great.
You can shove thing in every corner pretty much.
Yeah.
And under everything.
Over and under and cubbies and the bathroom.
So you're not going to be tripping over anything, just each other.
Right. I think when the floor space between the bed and the dresser is almost just like this, there's not room for 2 people to pass. So it's a 1 lane. Yeah.
Thanks, Justin. Check this out.
You should have had it backwards the whole time.
Scott the duck. Well, I didn't want to look too gangster,
Why not?
Because
yeah.
Scott the duck.
Yeah. James says, I think we ought to include it for a worthy charity. Would it be a setup? So we're gonna have to organize the redhead party. Yeah. So anything else?
No. I think I spilled my guts and giving you
your 2 cents.
Yeah. $20 worth.
Well, Tracy, that's an interesting question because we had a trip we had a cruise.
We didn't have a cruise scheduled
in February.
However,
the reason why we booked the cruise is because it was supposed to go to Key West, Florida. And we got an email last week that said they were no longer going to Key West, Florida. So we were going to sail on the Magic, which is one of the ships that we haven't been on yet. We're trying to do all the ships. We booked this cruise. It was leaving out of Miami. It was supposed to go to Key West, Florida, and then to Castaway Cay, and then back to Miami. And we got an email that said, we're no longer going to Key West. We're just going to Nassau and to Castaway Cay. And we've done that twice. So we canceled our cruise in February. So we do not have another cruise booked at the moment. And I think we're going to kind of wait. I know, Em and John were going to leave us a surprise note and everything because their cruise is coming up soon.
Yeah, it's like...
what is today, the 19th? 12 days. Is it 12 days?
So it's right after the 1st of October?
Yeah, the 1st of October, I think they're going.
So that was 11 days.
Justin says, how about a bald guy party?
I'm cool with that.
I think we'll have any excuse for a party.
Yeah, we can have
What
a
do you
party.
think? So, yeah. Oh, that's cool, Tracy. Your daughter's a crew member and she's joining the magic. That is awesome. We love Disney cruises.
Love Disney cruises.
Don't get me wrong. But we wanted to go to Key West because we've never been to Key West before. And we couldn't justify the cost of the cruise if we weren't going to
If we were going to go back to Castaway Cay in the Bahamas, which we don't even care for. So
no, we never get off the ship in
no.
Nassau.
So it's like, why spend that kind of money just going somewhere we've already been?
Yeah.
You know, just because we could be on a different ship, we'll wait.
Yeah, we'll wait.
Because a lot of times, you know, the magic sails out of New Orleans. And
yeah, it'll sail out of New Orleans. It'll sail out of Galveston.
So you know, we're just gonna wait and just bide our time. Wait till the cruises, you know, start to get cranked back up.
Yeah.
Because you never know, they still could cancel because the latest cruises have been canceled. So
yeah, so it's still a little iffy. Still a little iffy for cruises here. I'm glad that all the UK cruises have gone and have done really well. I'm so happy that those have all gone really, really well. Tiffany sells out of Galveston November through January. Okay, that's cool. Galveston is not that hard for us to get to.
No, and you know, Galveston's like a second home to me. I know Galveston like the back of my hand.
Yeah, her ship was the Fantasy. Yeah, we haven't been on the Fantasy yet either. So we've been on the Dream, we've been on the Magic.
Yes.
And loved them both.
Yes.
Really want to sail on the Wish.
We have not been on the Magic. We've been on the Wonder.
I'm sorry, the Wonder. So hopefully someday we'll do the Magic and
the Fantasy and the Wish.
Mm-hmm. And whatever else comes.
Yeah.
But
so we hear the Wish is going to be pretty much sailing the same route as the Dream. Mm-hmm. So, you know, that's a pretty easy trip.
Yeah, if we would do that itinerary again, we would just be doing it.
Yeah, we would do it on the Wish.
Yeah. So, oh, you got all tangled up there.
I know.
Rapunzel.
I got tangled.
Yeah. So Kurt says Ginger Week is in February.
No, February is my month.
February is Bob's month. And Kaya's month. Yeah, both Bob and Kaya have birthdays in February.
You can't have February.
We can't have February. Maybe January. Yeah. Tracy says she prefers the smaller ships. I like them both.
I like them for different reasons. Yeah, the big ships are cool and the small ships are cool. You know, I like the Wonder was amazing on the West Coast. It was like so much fun. And I would do the Wonder again, going to the Mexican Riviera, because that's where it sails the Mexican Riviera, and that would be cool.
We did a one-way cruise on the Wonder from San Diego to Vancouver, and it was awesome.
And Kelly would do the Wonder to Alaska.
I really want to go to Alaska. So if anybody else wants to go to Alaska on a cruise with me, Bob has no interest in going.
But Kelly and Kaya, so
we want to go.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to go to Alaska on a cruise with us someday, let me know, because I'm going one of these days.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why you don't want to go.
Doesn't excite me.
Doesn't excite you. I want to go. I don't care if it's cold or not.
I like cold, but
I know. Emma's gonna go. Okay, awesome.
All right, Emma, you go. Well, John would have too much FOMO to let you go by yourself.
Debbie's going.
And so
okay, we have.
I would say John and I will go to Texas, and we'll just tear it up in Texas.
I bet you John would go to Alaska.
I know, that's why I said John would go.
Tiffany's into.
See, you got a party.
Party.
You just go.
We're just gonna have parties all the time.
Yeah. And I'll go play golf somewhere.
Yeah, you can.
So you can't play golf in Alaska.
Yeah. All right, guys. I think we are gonna wrap it up. I don't know how we got on cruises, but that's okay.
Because somebody asked a question.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's okay. We get off topic all the time.
Yeah, it's kind of our thing.
It is.
Yeah. So
Bob and Kelly off topic.
Yeah, if you want to find out something about what we're not talking about, join us.
Just a side note for everybody, there will not be a live stream next Sunday, because thank you, Keith, for being here. We appreciate you. There will not be a live stream next Sunday because Kaya and my son Dre and I will be at Disney, and Bob will be traveling.
I'll be in the air.
You'll be in the air, because Bob and Kaya and our good friend Justin are going to Halloween Horror Nights next Sunday. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Flying in just so I can go to Halloween Horror Nights.
So yeah, we won't see you for a couple of weeks, but we will catch up with you guys the week after. That is probably the first Sunday in October.
Yeah, and then we'll talk about our fun time.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. Keith and Tiffany and Jody and Kurt and Mike,
James,
John,
Ryan, Kelly,
Tracy, James, of course. We love you.
The whole gang.
Thank you for being here.
Yes.
Stephen and Sarah, thank you, everybody. We love you guys.
Yes,
we appreciate every single minute that you spend hanging out with us. Okay?
Yep.
See you in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
We love you guys. Take care of yourselves. And we'll see you soon.
Okay.
Hey.
Love you. Bye.
Love you, bye.